What's up, guys? Eric Gray, Focus Fishing Guide Service, Table Rock Fishing Intel. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock. It is Wednesday, May the 17th. Pretty much been on the water for the last 7 days. Had a couple of days where I did miss a couple of trips because of some family health issues that are going on, but everything's good there. As far as our lake level is concerned, we are at 916.83 or 8.6, something like that. So we're just a little bit below summer pool, and we're almost to the point where the core is going to keep us at that 917, hopefully. Water temperature, you know, we're mid 70s pretty much everywhere I've been, guys. 73 to about 76 seems to be on average where the temperature is and what's going on with the water temperature all over the lake. Bite is changing. You know, fish are definitely post-spawn, and we've got a lot of different bites that are starting to happen. Best way to know what's going on, best way to stay on top of it, best way to get the extended version of this video, the more detailed version of this video, is to join Table Rock Fishing Intel and become a pro member. That way you get access to our daily reports, weekly reports, all the videos, all the tournament results, all the information we put online to help you catch more fish on Table Rock Lake on a daily basis. But as far as the fishing right now, the baits that have been working best for me, the first thing I want to talk about is topwater. I'm starting to see the fish start to transition from the surge shad or the wake bait type topwaters to more of a walking style, like a spook or a vixen or something like that. Not saying you can't catch them on a surge shad still, but I've been doing a lot better the last few days with a walking style bait. I personally threw the vixen. I like that bait a lot. I seem to get bigger bites on it. But same deal with a spook or a Sammy or something like that. It seems like those walking style baits or the popping style baits like a popar have been working better than the surge shad. And we see that happen every year about this time of year. That surge shad bite starts to go away and the walking bait starts to take over. Still catching them on a Kitech 2.8 on a 1/4 ounce head, though I will say that bite has slowed and it is very shad dependent. If you find fish around schools of shad, you can certainly get bit on a swim bait right now, on a Kitech swim bait, but it's not like it was, you know, say a month ago where we're going down a bank or going down a gravel flat and throwing a Kitech up there and just reeling it back. You've got to have shad around to get bit on it consistently. Another bite that's just now starting, well, it's actually been around for a couple of weeks. I haven't really talked about it before, is throwing a bigger swim bait to catch a bigger fish. A mag draft has been working. The dangerous swim bait from the Bass Mafia, and Berkeley has a new one out as well that I don't even know if you can get your hands on. But throwing those bigger swim baits around brush piles, around standing timber, around boat docks, that bait is very wind dependent, though. If you don't have any wind, you're not going to get as many bites as if you do have wind. But we have been catching them on the 6-inch, 7-inch big swim baits, either rigged with the treble hook already in them, throwing them as a line through, or throwing them with throwing them weedless, you know, basically hooked with the belly hook on it and the belly weight. Another bait that's been working fairly good when we've got wind, kind of two baits. We've talked about it before. The chatterbait or the jackhammer, the one I like to throw, or a spinnerbait. And most of those fish are coming pretty tight to the bank around cover. We've got a lot more cover in the water now since the lake has basically come up 2 feet in the last week than it's planned that way. But now that we've got the lake up, we've got some bushes in the water, we've got some wood in the water, we've got some cover that these fish can get around and kind of hide around and ambush shad. Those are definitely working. The chatterbait or a spinnerbait, especially if you have a little bit of wind. The last bait that's working pretty good is a square bill in those same locations or anywhere you're going to find spawning bluegill. I have not found a ton of spawning bluegill yet, but I know it's days away. By this weekend, we could certainly see a lot more bluegill on beds, and we'll see a lot more bass moving up and chasing those bluegill and chasing them off of their beds and feeding on them. So I've been throwing a bigger square bill. The bigger 6-cent one is the one I'm throwing in a bluegill pattern, and just throwing it around that cover, around anywhere where I see bluegill beds or see bluegill starting up to move up to make beds. I've been catching fish doing that, and that bite should improve as more and more bluegill start to move up and spawn. Guys, the bite's been good. The bite is getting better. It's getting a lot more consistent. Our weather's getting more consistent, and so therefore the bite's going to be getting a lot more consistent. Best way to know what's going on, best way to stay on top of it, join Table Rock Fishing Intel, become a pro member, and get all that information, daily reports, weekly reports, videos, tournament information, including the tournament interviews that we do every time. But join Table Rock Fishing Intel as a pro member, and you get all that information right at your fingertips before you even go to the lake. But if you're coming down, want to hire a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743 or hit my website, focusfishing.com. You can either shoot me an email or book online. Either way, get a hold of me. We'll get out there. We'll catch some fish. We'll have a good time. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Again, check out Table Rock Fishing Intel if you haven't done so. But thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.